Hi, I've got Scott here from Catching Clouds, accounting base in US that working with online and Amazon sellers only in USA. So we have a pleasure of having Scott and asking questions about Amazon and the experience you guys have in US being a bigger market and being with Amazon for a while. So Scott, thank you for your time. The first question I'm going to ask, oh, I'll give you a bit of time to say hi and, and introduce yourself if you want.
Hi, I'm Scott Sharp. I'm one of the co-founders of Catching Clouds. We provide outsourced cloud accounting services to e-commerce sellers in the US, but we've been spending a lovely 3 months so far in New Zealand, and happy to answer your questions about the crazy US market.
Thank you so much. So as you know, being in New Zealand for 3 months, I think you got the sense New Zealand is small and there's not a lot of purchases happening in Amazon. Amazon is not present in New Zealand at all. There are some sellers, but there are more and more people looking at selling. So what are advantage? Why is it important for a New Zealand business to explore Amazon as one of the channels to sell the product, whether it's their own product or product from other manufacturers?
Yeah, so I mean, I can tell you, having my 14-year-old daughter who's traveling with us, take us into every souvenir shop. You've got some wonderful products all over that I actually think would sell well. But, you know, keep in mind the US has 350 million consumers.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's a hundred market. In New Zealand, I mean, already, whether you're talking protein that you guys are selling offshore or whatever else, the products here will sell. We've bought a lot of them as, you know, traveling Americans, that it really is a big market so that you guys can generate income and continue to live in this wonderful place. You just have to be aware of, you know, just be careful because it's going into a bigger neighborhood or going to the big city or whatever else, that there are a lot of rules, lots of competitions and things to be aware of. But there is a great opportunity for specifically unique niche products. You don't want to just pick up random stuff. You don't want to just sell anything that's already being sold there that's going to be competitive. You know, we already have lots of other things. You want to look at things that are kind of unique to New Zealand or unique to your brand. And if you focus in on those products, you won't necessarily have a lot of other competition, and you can do really well. So, you know, I focus on anything that's really unique versus, you know, another hair blow dryer or something, you know.
Yeah. So just following that, there are lots of obviously Amazon training and all that talk about drop shipping, white labeling, you know, manufacturing your own product or selling your own product. Throughout all the clients that you have, which one of them do you see more successful, or what are the advantages and disadvantages, not specifically to each one, but what do you see in general between different way of selling in Amazon?
The ones with the narrowest focus, that they own the brand and they control. Right now, trying to compete on you'll see competition in whether it's toys or honey or whatever else you're looking at. There will be some competition, and just accept that, but that the narrower the focus, the better off they do. That you can generate buzz off Amazon and then build an interest, and then Amazon, in your case, would just be an additional channel to sell, you know, some additional products. In the US, you can sell on a Shopify site and have Amazon fulfill them. You can do that. You can get products to the US and then sell them through Amazon, which is a marketplace. Most of the products in the US is now on Amazon, are looking on Google these days. So just keep in mind that's where people are focused. They've already gone to the local fair, or that's Amazon now, and then they start looking for the products they need. And so you have to be that. And then you want to make sure that you budget not only to ship your products and other compliance requirements, but you're going to have to budget for sponsored product ads, that if you don't spend any ads on Amazon, it is harder and harder and harder for anybody to find any products. You have to budget for that as well, because otherwise you ship the products in Amazon and they'll just sit in the warehouse and they'll charge you storage fees and other fees until your product's not profitable anymore. But you don't want to spend too much. You want to spend just enough to get noticed and have your product start selling.
Great. Obviously, as you've seen in New Zealand, we have lots of food products being kind of fresh and green, and we have lots of dairy farming is one of our biggest industry. How hard it is to get in the food category in Amazon from a New Zealand perspective? How many hoops we have to jump to list the food product there, like
If
honey
you're
or
honey's going to be easier. So I haven't helped any of our clients sell honey. So honey is going to be easier, but you want to be very careful. So you do have to apply. Now that Amazon bought Whole Foods and is doing grocery themselves, they're both looking for more products to sell, but they're also kind of protective of that space. So you do have to apply. If you're talking about anything with a short, I'm not seeing any products that would expire in a short time frame, like milk or some other things. And I just don't. I wouldn't think that products that are milk or dairy or other things with the size of the U.S. market, including the size of the U.S. organic market, would work well. I think there would just be too much risk pushing that all through customs. If you weren't doing it through a regular distributor, you're going to want to look for this more smaller physical products, non-food products, except for something like Manuka honey would be a great example for something that's got a long shelf life that doesn't necessarily expire. Would be a better product to go with than something that's there. Otherwise, it's just going to be risky unless you've already got a partner in the U.S. that can handle the refrigeration and everything else and pop that in. And Amazon really isn't offering that much grocery or other things yet, except in trials in certain places in the US. There's just a lot going on that even I don't even know about, and I pay attention.